Thank you. Move here. What? You get the point. My lovely people, thank you so much for being here. Welcome one and all to the Sword Swallowing Show. My ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, kings, queens, and in-betweens. Welcome. Allow me to introduce myself. For those of you who do not know, I'm indeed known as Cy. That is short for Cydeshow Cy. That is my first name. My last name is the Sword Swallower. If you piece it all together, it's no longer a stage name, it's a sobriety test. Most of us are passing too, so you just come beside the Sword Swallower. That works out. Those of you standing in back, might or might not be standing in the lanes. I just ask you come in as close as you can to the audience and maybe even have a seat, because that way you are not blocking the road and they don't get mad at me. Because that is a true story. That actually happened. So as close as you come in and have a seat. You'll love the rest of the show. Folks, I'm one of the few remaining Sword Swallowers left on this earth. I say that because all the rest died. True. You're about to witness here one of the most dangerous stunts you're ever going to see all day, if not your entire life. It's looking to be, it's definitely cooler than most weekends here, but it's still rather hot today, so I want to make sure that we're all good and hydrated. So I'd like to propose a toast. If you have a drink, hold it up high into the air. If you don't have a drink, just hold up whatever you got, including a small child. That works out too. And repeat after me. For libation. For libation. For liberation. For liberation. For lubrication. Cheers, folks. Please swallow responsibly. Alrighty. Sword swallowing. Ancient art of sword swallowing. Ancient deadly art of sword swallowing. There is a common misconception that sword swallowing is just a magic trick. And nobody's actually swallowing swords. Folks, no matter what the skeptics tell you, what you're about to see here is not magic. However, it is magic if you use one of these. And some of you saw it coming, didn't you? Like, you heard the little click there. You know what to look for. Good for you. I'm proud of you. Yes, this is a retractable blade. You've heard of these before. They do exist. This is what a magician uses when they try to attempt sword swallowing. These things are cheap, too. Everybody should get one. It's a couple bucks on Amazon. You get one. You get one. Hey, kids, bring this to school. You'll meet your vice principal. This is the only trick sword out of the bunch that I have. The rest of these swords are 100% legitimate. Solid steel blades. They do not fold. They do not roll. They do not retract in a handle. They're not going anywhere except down the hatch without a scratch.
That
is good. May I do one though?
I was thinking so. They're weak.
How if one didn't do sword swallowing?
I would.
But you should not be asking how. You should be asking why.
I told him.
Thank you all very much. And thank you for the grand majority of you who waited until I was okay before clapping. But that was 100% solid steel right down my gullet, and I'm okay. Okay, about a dozen of you were saying, yeah, he's okay. Whereas the rest of you were like, well, darn it. Which I don't understand. Why would you want to watch somebody swallow a sword and die? That's easy. Anybody can do that. These kids can do that. That's not impressive. I'm not encouraging anything. Don't you dare. No, all I'm saying is that this is very, very dangerous, and it's more impressive if we can do it more than once. As it ain't gonna happen. Folks, I started you off easy by swallowing the short little cutlass right there. We're going to step it up a notch. As you can see, the last sword just went past my heart. This one goes all the way to the pit of my stomach. But wait, there's more. I have told you that sword swallowing is the most dangerous stunt ever performed live in history. People have died from it. I've almost died from it, especially when attempting this next technique. It's called the drop technique. I'm going to place the blade a quarter of the way in. I'm going to let go. And then when I feel myself aligned, I will loosen all the muscles of my torso, allowing the blade to literally drop the rest of the way in. Oh yes, a little bit more dangerous, a little bit more sick. But do not blink, for it happens quick.
Yes, sir. But no, sir. Stop it.
Thank you all very much. The drop technique is a feat of excellence among sword swallowers. Only the most professional, the most practiced, the best, and the most humble can do it. Nice to meet you.
Is it?
Now, what you're witnessing here is a feat of pure mind over matter. That is, I'm using my mind to control every muscle between my mouth and my stomach to allow such a rigid piece of steel to pass through. Which is literally how sword swallowing is done. If you were asking how, that is how. No lie whatsoever. But even given that information, there's still plenty of people on this earth that simply cannot believe that somebody can actually swallow a sword and not die. It's got to go into the handle. It's got to be a trick somehow. Folks, this time, there's not going to be a handle on this solid steel blade. 5-second rule. This right here is called the socket bayonet. It's typically put on the end of a musket rifle for any soldier that's a lousy shot. Now with a blade such as this, it allows me not only to swallow this blade, but then also take a bow and open my mouth, showing you the blade literally going down my throat. I do apologize to any of you who have recently eaten. But your reactions bring me so much joy. Actually, on that note, if you find this one to be a little bit too disturbing, I do not judge you if you close your eyes or anything. Just for the love of God, don't leave. This is just for the skeptics in the crowd to truly prove to you that sword swallowing is without a doubt real. So if you need to close your eyes, go ahead and do so. Actually, instead of closing your eyes, just watch the people around you. It's just as entertaining. Nevertheless, here we go. Proving, once and for all, that sword swallowing is real. Sorry about that. Yeah, for those of you standing in back and can't see very well, that wasn't blood or anything. That was just too much Haktua. Glad the internet showed up. Well, folks, there you have it. Sword swallowing is real. Doesn't get any more real than that. And I know that there's so many other questions going through your mind right now, like, is he? Can he? Will he? And the answers are no, yes, and maybe. But besides that, there's a neat little fun fact for you all. Every time I swallow a sword, it literally has to nudge my heart and lungs aside to get to the pit of my stomach. I've seen a doctor, this is actually true. I've seen both doctors. I've seen one for here and one for here. Don't tell them I'm here. I also know it's real because I can feel it every single time it happens. And sometimes it tickles a little bit. Oh yes. This is my favorite sword in the collection. It has a really neat name too. It's called the Flamberge. Yeah, so named by the flame shape of the blade. It's like Flamberge. The wiggles in that blade make me feel extra, all the way from my tonsils down to my fallopian tubes. Just making sure you're paying attention. Because there's an added bonus for you. If you're watching closely, and you are indeed lucky, I've been told you can actually see the sides of my throat wiggle as it goes in and as it comes out. Yes, it's gross, but you'll watch.
I didn't see that one inside because I took black.
Less.
Just like that. Thank you all very much. Oh yeah, that was definitely my favorite. That's because with the required positioning of sword swallowing, I don't really get to see audience reactions, but with that one, I get to hear it. Alright, I tell you what, let's take a little break from the sword swallowing, let you all process what you've seen so far, because it it goes without saying, we've crossed over from the unbelievable to the downright weird. I now would like to pay homage to the first skill that I ever learned. It got me into live performance. It's kind of a gateway skill into sword swallowing. And out of everything in this show, it's the one thing that I actually do encourage you to try at home. Folks, before I was a sword swallower, I was a juggler. And as you see by that reaction, why I became a sword swallower. Yeah. Now, I'll be the first to admit, I am not amazing. I am okay at best. Now, if you want amazing jugglers, we have them here. We have London Broil, we have a Harmless Danger juggling show. Those are the amazing juggling shows. This is the juggling portion
That's
And I wouldn't be juggling balls, but the jokes are just too easy at that point, so we're sticking to blades.
Oh.
Yeah, let the intrusive thoughts win. All right, now there's two kinds of audiences in this world. There's ones who are impressed by knife juggling, and this one. Now, okay, so like, remember that promise I made at the top of the show? It definitely still stands. I'm not going to make you yell and scream for no reason. Oh yeah, every bit of applause I'm going to get by earning it, absolutely earning it, even if I have to continuously risk my life for the diminished entertainment of you people. What the hell is your thing? Now, would it impress every single one of you if in one fell swoop, I toss one of these knives high into the air, I catch the tip of it with my teeth, and proceed to swallow that blade? Yeah? Yeah, would you yell and scream? Yeah, you would, whether it went well or not. But seriously, would you cheer really loud? Would you give me a standing ovation? Fantastic. I will work on that then. Again, okay at best. Don't worry though, I'm not going to leave you high and dry. No, I'm still going to give you a stunt, which I actually have achieved. And it's one that I achieved in my journey to Japan. Therefore, it's no more appropriate than to swallow this sword right here. Oh, this one also has a neat name to it. It's called the Wakizashi. Yeah, seriously, it is his real name. Very fun to say, especially at a Renaissance fair in Waxahachie, Texas. Only place I can tell that joke. Now, what I learned in Japan was to swallow this Wakizashi while juggling these knives at the same time. Oh, yeah. Hello, front row. Now, obviously, this doesn't last long. So if you just happen to find this impressive, please clap quickly. As a matter of fact, let's start off with a rhythmic clap. Clap. Good. Keep going. Thank you very much. And if it's not too obvious, I roll high on dexterity. Hello, nerds! I found you! Oh, I love an audience full of nerds. I know there's some of you out there that are going, oh, I'm not a nerd. Yeah, guess what? It's a Renaissance fair. You're here too. Now, folks, I have been swallowing swords professionally for around 10? Oh, I don't know. Actually, by the end of this month, it will mark 11 years I've been swallowing swords professionally. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, hey kids, yeah, this is a real job. And now, in that time, once in a blue moon, I get some idiot out of the audience that yells out, "Light the sword on fire!"
Light the sword on fire!
Case in point. You see a lot of acts that light their props on fire, whether or not it makes it more dangerous. They do it just to appease the audience, because it's easy. It's like, fire's pretty, it's out there. But that being said, thank you, darling, I appreciate it. That being said, you see it enough, and you hear it enough, that you get you thinking, could I? Would I? Should I? The answer is hell yes, I will. Those ladies, I give you the sword sword. Yeah, that's torch sword spelled sideways. Hey, this is a single stunt that combines every single danger that you've seen in the show so far. If you don't want to see it, I don't want to do it. Do you want to see it? Yeah! All right, just checking. Just so you know what you're looking at, I have here, on this blade, very strategically measured out, a wick. A wick that I shall then douse in fuel. Some of the fuel does go pour down into my body. I am okay. But when it's doused in fuel, I then light it on fire. And when the tip of that sword reaches the pit of my stomach, I then eat the fire. As far as my research goes, I am the only sword swallower to achieve a blade such as this. This is my own invention. Get your cameras out now! And on the note about footage, if you have any photos or videos of the show you'd like to share with me or with your friends, please do follow me, like me, and tag me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Cydeshow the Sword Swallower. I'd love absolutely to see it. Love that footage as well, sir. We'll meet at the show. But yeah, great photo and video opportunity right here. Oh yeah, and also it's May the 4th. This is the closest thing I get to a lightsaber in my show. All right, let's add the second. Here's. Yeah, all right, we'll get someone in dry. If the kids get the jokes, it's your fault. Oh, that's nasty. It tastes like a failed acting career. You're allowed to laugh at that. Yeah, we should all be able to laugh at ourselves once in a while. A lot of people in this world need to hear that. Oh, hold on a second. That seriously is nasty. Did everybody see that? Yeah. Okay, good, because I'm not doing it again. If you want to see it again, come to the next show. I have 3 more today. Bring your friends, bring your enemies. Yeah, by the way, I'm rinsing out my gullet with a lovely Gnarly Knot mug. They're a nice shop right across the street. Really practically indestructible wooden mugs. Tested and proven. This one, I believe, is 32 ounces, and it holds an entire bottle of wine. Also tested and proven. So check them out after the show. They're good. They're a really good company. Now, you have seen some of the most dangerous stunts I've ever performed in my sword swallowing career. However, I have a blade up here that is just as dangerous, if not even more dangerous, than swallowing a sword on fire. And until we find a better name for it, we shall call it the Showstopper. Fine, your choice. We'll call it Wolf. Okay, obviously I don't have to explain to you why this one's so dangerous. Let's just say if this one goes wrong, it's gonna take the zippity right out your doodah. Not just mine. So let's do this one correctly. Here you go, folks. I give you the rarest sword that you find in a sword swallowing show. Onward! And awkward. That's off to you, sir. You kept eye contact the whole time during that one. Your mother and I are very proud. Also, buddy, did you guys ask why I licked the sword? Yeah, ask your parents, they'll explain. That's so stupid. I can't laugh while doing this, guys. It's not like I'm gonna die or anything, it's just the sword comes out my nose. Oh yeah! You know what my favorite part about swallowing this sword is? It's actually when I do the turn. Because that's when I get to see about half of you going, thank you, know who you are. The ones who entertain me for a change. Folks, you all been so awesome and so attentive, and I'm pretty sure we've scared off everybody who can't handle sword swallowing, so congratulations, you made it to this point. I have one more feat left for you all here. It's actually a signature one of mine. One so dangerous and so difficult. Now the few dozen professional sword swallowers left. I'm one of just a couple that have even attempted it live. And in fact, in the summer of 2023, I not only attempted, but I also broke my first ever Guinness World Record using this stunt. Thank you. It's great for the resume. If you want to see the results of that, it's on my social media. I like to call it the ultimate sword swallowing stunt, purely because it involves the ultimate sword, which I did not bring out here. I actually left it backstage for one reason only, and that's just to build up Fantessa. Hey, nerds. All right. Oh, there it is. Okay. My kings, my queens, my in-betweens, I give you the ultimate sword swallowing stunt. Yes. Yes! As a wise old Highlander once said, there can only be one. Tua. Oh, you're really gonna do that? No, I'm not gonna swallow this one. That'd be a very bad career choice. In which case, I'm no longer known as Sideshow Cy. I'm Shish Kebab. Now, here's what's really gonna happen. I'm actually gonna swallow this sword. And then I am going to balance this 10-pound Wallace sword on its end for however long I see fit to get the applause I think I deserve. If you care about my health and the health of the front row, you just say no. You see, this is why some animals eat their young. I'm serious. As soon as my hands come off this blade, please give it your all. Make it as loud as you can. So if this will be the last show I ever perform, at least I know it was worth it. But there lies the question. My good people, is it worth it? Yeah! My good people. Folks, this is indeed going to be my grand finale of the show. If you enjoyed the show, I consider my job well done. And after I've survived the ultimate sword swallowing stunt, I'll be standing at the back of the house, passing the hat for tips and donations. This is seriously what I do for a living. I know you hear just about every other act out here say that. Now let your hands on something. We're telling the truth. We seriously are. This is how I pay my bills. This is how I pay my taxes. I travel the country performing this show, plus a couple other different ones. And it's pretty much impossible for me to hold down a part-time job while traveling the country. So that's why I pass the hat. Just simple as that. If you enjoyed the show, you want to keep me doing what I do best, I say throw in whatever you thought the show was worth, whatever it meant to you. Please and thank you very much. I personally think that $10 and up is a very extraordinary tip. So much for that generosity, I feel you deserve a special thank you from me. And that is, for every $10 donation, you get one of these one-of-a-kind enamel pens. I get a new one designed every year. And you can only get it when you see my live show. This one this year is a hand holding a sword, and it says, "This is my emotional support blade." Which does not work at TSA. I'm on a watch list now. That's option number one. Option number two, I brought back by popular demand, is last year's pen. It's a skeleton swallowing a sword, and it says, "Please swallow responsibly." So yes, each of those goes as a thank you for a $10 donation, or 2 for $20, as my lawyer says is a great deal. If you love Sean Cash but still want support, I have a couple of QR codes on the end of each hat that lead to Venmo and PayPal. One will be on stage, one will be with me after I've survived the ultimate sword-swallowing stunt. And if it would bring me one more moment, I just want to heartily thank every single one of you for taking the time to come out here. It's my 4th season here at Scarborough Renaissance Fair. It's the 4th and 4th season of the fair itself. And we only have you to thank for that, for coming here year after year. Thank you so much. Make some noise, Harrison! Yes! Yes, and genuinely, thank you so much from the bottom of my stomach. It's because of you that people like me have a job that I absolutely love. I know that's really weird to hear, but I seriously do love this job. They say love your job, and you never work a day in your life. Or as I like to say, whatever your parents told you not to do as a child, it's a good chance you'll make money doing as an adult. Oh yeah! All that being said, who's ready for the grand finale? Very well then, folks, you know what to do. My hands come off this blade, you make all the noise, and give me a lot of money. And then stick around for the Watching Well Winches. They're coming up next, and if you laughed at my show, you're gonna die up there. They're so awesome, so give them lots of love. And with a crowd this big, I actually think that we might be getting loud enough that people will think that joust is going on over here. Yeah. It's happened. Alright, the ultimate sword-swallowing stunt. Also known as the $100 stunt. Here we go. That's enough for me!